Hey, welcome to a very special interview here, Heel Turn Radio. Beard on the ones and twos. You can see that I am wearing very specific headgear today upon recommendation of our guest, Francis Wright. Welcome to Heel Turn Radio.
I do feel welcome because normally when I'm on a podcast, we get the range of people. Some people mock and ridicule me for the way that I am, the way that I choose to be. But you're wearing your mind control protection. And just to confirm, you did get my 20-page essay on the difference between aluminum and tinfoil. You read that.
Yeah,
and
this is
tinfoil,
tin,
right?
mine from neighbor three doors down from their roof. Don't tell them.
There you go.
They
See,
might have a patch missing, keeping them unsafe, but this guy right here.
hey, listen, if they're not listening to me, they don't matter. Listen, you did exactly what you needed to do. So far, I feel good about this podcast. We'll see how that changes as we go.
That's good. Thoughts on carbonated water?
I think all water is bad, actually, because there's no water that you can get unless you drink directly from the waterfall. You go into the jungle, the forest, and you drink the water there. There's no way that you can get water without they having their hands on it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about you, but recently what I've been doing is I've been drinking my urine. That's been very effective for me. I feel very sharp up here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing. So yeah, carbonated water, absolutely not.
Okay, I will keep that in mind. So one of the big things that's happened since we last spoke with you, or your person altered, is that you have kind of broken free from the realm and heel of science. And I was wondering if you might be able to talk to some of our viewers, listeners that don't quite grasp the struggle that you've gone through over the last 6 months.
Sure. So for those of you who don't know who I in my current form am, I am the person who used to be frantic, who used to be under the wing of Professor Nicodemus, underneath his evil, wicked rule, because he's a dirty scientist. Am I right? I am right. Yeah. So what he did is he gave me treatment that was supposedly to make me strong, but all it did is just make me an angry barbarian that wanted to hurt people, right? So once I stopped taking his treatment, upon looking at the scene of professional wrestling where I unfortunately caused damage, is that all professional wrestlers are angry barbarians. And they're just wicked and evil, and they want to beat each other up for superficial reasons. So to make up for the wrongdoings of my past, to make up for all the destruction that I caused as frantic in my former life, my new mission in life is to get rid of all these angry barbarians and get rid of professional wrestling as a whole.
So some might say that you're kind of working to put yourself out of a job a little bit. Are you going to be entering into the wrestling ring in order to rid the world of these? And if so, what precautions are you taking to not fall under the sway of another megalomaniac that can corrupt and use you?
Well, unfortunately, I say it with a little bit of regret that I do have to step back into a professional wrestling ring because, with these wrestlers, these professional wrestlers, they're like cavemen, okay? So go take one of these time machines that all these degenerate scientists are working on, take that to 1647 when cavemen were still around and try your hippie pacifist, let's all get along. It's not going to work, okay? They're just going to scream at you and then they're going to hit you with bamboo, right? So I need to deal with the problem of professional wrestling physically, okay? So I have to step back into the professional wrestling ring. Now, as far as what precautions that I'm taking, of course, I'm wearing my mind control protection now. I will be wearing that, when I enter professional wrestling ring. I also have my tinfoil pants to prevent any sort of alien insertion. So I'm taking certain precautions for sure. But one thing that is definite is that every precaution that I take is going to help me fulfill my destiny to save the world and rid professional wrestling from the world as a whole.
So I'm curious. Well, one thing first, I've been going for a kind of thin. I see that you have a point, general kind of logistics of best. I mean, would I be better served with this? You know, a little bit more unicorny to be able to strike, or do you feel like this kind of gives me the aerodynamics so that these chemtrails are just flying right over me?
Well, the important thing is that it covers your head. This, the as you put it, unicorn horn. I have that more for fashion reasons, because since I've had this, I've had all sorts of women reach out to me via direct message, professing their love to me. This is part of the reason. The other part is because I'm just such a handsome, intelligent superhero, really. But I do this for fashion reasons. The important part is that it's covering your head and it is tin, and it can't be aluminum because once again, they have said, oh, aluminum foil, that works in protecting your mind, but it doesn't. They're just lying to you so you think, oh, I'm protected, and then bam, they strike. So as long as it's thin and as long as it's covering your head, you're fine. But if you want to do the point, do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying?
It looks pretty fetching. I might keep it. We'll see. I'll try it out.
Yeah.
Maybe go for a walk later and see see what percolates.
For sure.
So, if people haven't been following you on Twitter, you've been putting out volumes to educate your fans, followers, fellow skeptics about some of the ways that they can improve their lives. They can, kind of leave behind some of the ills, as you've discussed, that are plaguing society. I was wondering, we'll save the spiritual weapon for later because I think that is, we gotta ramp up, right? We can't just, expose people to that. But I mean, what are some of the fundamental building blocks that you're helping people to encounter in their own lives? Would you say? I mean, what are the kind of foundations upon which Francis Wright's crusade is kind of taking off?
Well, I mainly want to warn people about the hidden truths because there are so many things that are hidden from the general populace that they just have never considered it. And I want to open up their eyes and prove what I'm saying is true. So, of course, I've proven that scientists, in science in general, is used to lie to you, right? I've also proved that professional wrestling and the Illuminati have an unholy alliance, right? And you can see this in several different ways, right? Wrestlers are hanging out at Denver International Airport, which is the Illuminati's biggest hideout. Coca-Cola, who's also has an unholy alliance with the Illuminati. You've seen legendary wrestlers such as Gobbledygooker printed on Coca-Cola cans, things like that. So mainly it's just to alert people of the hidden truths. Now, of course, many people, I would say the majority of people, mock me and say that I'm a crazy, delusional person, which I don't know why they're saying that. And I'm sure you agree with me. What I want to do is for the people who believe in my truths and want to help me fight the good fight, I actually have roles for them, positions for them called degeneracy cleansing assistants. And what that is this. So people who want their own mind control protection, what they do, they give me $1,000 and they get 11 rolls of mind control protection. 1 for themselves and 10 for people that they know. And what they need to do, they need to find 10 people who not only believe in my truths, but also are willing to sell 10 rolls of mind control protection to people they know, then those people will sell to other people they know, and so on and so forth. And what this is going to do is it's going to create a volume of money to fight against the Illuminati, but it's also going to make sure everybody has mind control protection of their own. So really, it's a good plan for everybody when you think about it.
I feel like that checks out. It spreads the wealth of information and protection out. What do you feel beyond kind of the roles and the kind of helmets as insular devices? Are there other things that you can recommend, other things that people could purchase from you to help out? I myself here always keep a Vietnamese umbrella handy, just in case. Can't really get it too much. Oh, there we go. keeps safe from the sun, adds a little extra layer of protection. I don't know. Is this going to do anything? Is it better if it's branded? Tinfoil? Lay it on me.
Well, tinfoil everything is better. I actually, every night for dinner, I eat tinfoil rolls with tomato sauce on top, right? So anything tinfoil is better. Now, it's one of those things where, unfortunately, not a lot of people are investing in my mind control protection. They're worried about the supposed shape of the scheme, but don't worry about the fact that it's a triangle, because I don't associate with triangles at all, anything that has to do with triangles, because that's the Illuminati shape, right? So unfortunately, I'm not getting a lot of investors, so I haven't been able to take that money to invest in other things, but I am working on tinfoil clothing or tinfoil lace clothing, so that comes in the form of merchandise, shirts and things like that. I also want to get Francis Wright approved plates. So what that would do, it would have the flat earth model on the plate, right? And then you eat off of it, and instead of eating off of, just a dirty, filthy plate, you're eating off of something that is approved by me, the most intelligent, best person that has ever lived. So those are the things that I'm working on now. Unfortunately, money's a little tight because nobody wants to invest, but hey, listen, when the Illuminati comes after them, breaks into their home at night, those people, they're not going to be able to cry for me for help then, because it'll be too late. So I don't know, man.
It's true. I mean, I can personally vouch. I made this one from the neighbors down the street, but I got my first roll. I haven't been able to distribute my rolls to other people, my friends and families, but I can say for all of our listeners, for all of our watchers, it's a tremendous investment. It's nice. I mean, look at the width of this. This is heavy duty, man. I mean, you could protect. I mean, I know that you've recommended to use an entire roll. Unless you're using it for some tinfoil balls for a special, dining occasion. But there's a lot of tinfoil on each of these rolls. It's a heck of a deal. And like you said, right, we're spreading this knowledge and this protection to others, which what's worth more than peace of mind right now in the world we're living in.
Of course, and people get worried about the $1,000 price point. Listen, if you break that down, $1,000 for 11 rolls, that's about $91 per roll. So let me put it to you this way: some people rent; they might be paying $1,000 or more on rent a month, or maybe they own their home, which is well over $100,000. People have cars, which cost tens of thousands of dollars. They spend thousands of dollars a year on food and water, but they won't spend $91 to protect their mind from the control of the Illuminati. What sense does that make? Because those are the four, basic life necessities. It's food, water, shelter, mind control, protection. So I don't understand the way people think sometimes.
I mean, how do you feel about the fact that such luminaries as AA, Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, even big dummies like Mongo McMichaels have been warning us for ages about these four things, and people just never, they didn't do this, right? They didn't warn about the future and the change and eliminating people in wrestling, but going like this. They did it like this because right here, right? Protecting yourself.
Right. Yeah. Listen, some wrestlers get it because they're a part of this. They've been recruited to do all this evil, but then they regret it later on in life. You know what I'm saying? Some wrestlers have been trying to warn us. Unfortunately, nobody with as powerful as a voice as mine, but they've been trying to warn us. If you look at it, if you just think about it logically, you know what I'm saying? They've been warning us about Barack Obama the entire. Oh wait, hold on, I haven't mentioned this yet. I mean, I'm sure you know because you've been looking at my Twitter, but for your followers, Barack Obama is the most powerful man in professional wrestling. He's the one that is running all of this ever since the end of his presidency 4 years ago. Okay?
They edited it out of the broadcast, but Rikishi clearly said, I did it for Barack. I did it for the people.
Mm-hmm. How many times have you gone to the WWE network and something has changed? You remember it one way, it definitely happened one way, but it's different on the WWE Network. Why do you think they're trying to hide things?
Yeah, Midian was full on naked or wearing a fanny pack. There was not this blurring. We didn't see that back in the day. We saw the whole enchilada, the whole banana, the whole burrito.
Right.
So if people are out, let's say just for instance, you leave your house. Sometimes you leave your house without a mask. Sometimes you leave yourself. You get up in the morning. You're a little short-sighted. You don't have protection with you. Can I offer up some potential short-term replacements for the tinfoil until you can get back to the tinfoil, and you can tell me how you think that they fare against the Illuminati infiltrating your brain?
Unfortunately, there is no other replacement.
Oh
No
my
other
God.
replacement. So people who don't have tinfoil around, you're out of luck. Don't leave your house. Order some online or order some from me. That's what I'm saying.
It's probably cheaper with what's happening with the Postal Service. It's probably cheaper to order from you than it is to order from UPS or FedEx at this point.
Yeah. And of course, like $1,000, that's just pocket change. Like everybody has $1,000 to just give out freely. Am I right? Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not only did I do that, but I invested in, and I'm wondering if you have any other kind of investment tips. I mean, I know that it's probably best to invest through you directly to make sure that these monies are going to the proper places. What do you think about investing in batteries?
Well,
I mean, they're not gonna do that, but they can conduct. You can attach them with things to this to possibly power. I mean, I'm not sure what you've thought about for auxiliary or kind of add-ons, but I feel like the base model has got to be good. But I see you with your kind of formal dress, fashion hat. I mean, is there levels to this as you kind of become a larger part of the organization and kind of supporting your work?
Well, where are you getting your batteries from, generally speaking?
Well, these, you know what? Oh God, I don't know. I don't know where my batteries are from.
Well, that's a problem. That's a problem right there. Because you know what they've done? You didn't buy those batteries. I know what's going on. You didn't buy those batteries. They implanted, they broke into your house. They put the batteries on the table, and then they distorted your mind. They got rid of the memory of them doing that. So then you saw these batteries. It was like, oh, there are these batteries, right? Where did these come from? I want to start using them. And you know what those batteries are? They're radiating chemicals. The same chemicals that they use in chemtrail, that they fly into the air that poison us all. That's what's in those batteries. Now, there are batteries that I'm working on that don't use those same chemicals. Unfortunately, I may or may not have set fire to a couple of buildings trying it, but hey, trial and error,
I'm just gonna add a couple extra layers because I feel like things are getting a little heavy, and I don't remember the batteries thing. And yeah, I mean, fashion's good, but safety is better, right?
Of course, yeah, that's the primary thing. Safety is always better.
You can never be too safe. Can you? So we've talked about some of the basic buildings blocks. We've talked about some of the kind of ills of science. I was wondering if you might talk. You've spoken on kind of culinary options and tomato sauce, but you've also been preaching the ills of ketchup. And I was wondering if you could address the Heinz World Order a little bit while I wrap up a little bit better.
This is going to get me angry. I'm going to start screaming. Not at you, because you've been very polite and listened to me. But I'm going to just start screaming in general, because this infuriates me. Ketchup goes beyond professional wrestling, and it goes beyond the Illuminati. Satan himself concocted ketchup in hell, and he used the Illuminati to spread it to the masses. And it is the most disgusting thing that, for all five of your senses, it's the worst possible thing that you can have, okay? And you see these degenerate ketchup lovers, right? They can't just spread a little thin layer on their fries. They have to take the whole bottle and empty it out. And then they got to take the fries, take a gigantic glob, stick it in their grotesque mouths. And you know what? I've heard this is insider information, but I have it on good authority that people that like ketchup, they put it on the nipples of their significant other and then lick it off. How vile is that? Okay, very.
That's yeah. It's. I mean, typically we don't kink shame in this dojo, but that seems it seems to be a step beyond the pale.
Oh yeah,
Considering everything else we talked about.
don't kink shame, but we're making one exception, okay?
Fair.
And unfortunately, the majority of the population doesn't, and it needs to stop now.
So the Heinz World Orders out there, the Illuminati's out there. I was wondering if you might be able to speak to our viewers, our listeners, about how you've harnessed your own spiritual weapon to counteract some of these forces of evil, science, ketchup, the Illuminati, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm. Well, unfortunately, the Illuminati has. Well, I mean, it's happened to me. I used to be a degenerate science monster. Everybody's life has been impacted negatively by the evil forces that the Illuminati are putting out there. Okay? So everybody needs to undo that. The way that I do that is through the purification process, which involves the purification song. Now, if you turn on the radio and go to any station, it doesn't matter what genre, if it's rock and roll, or it's pop, or it's rap, or it's country music, especially country music, it's the tune. Like, put a catchy beat, and you think, oh, this is such a catchy beat, I want to listen to this, and then you're hooked. And that's where they put their satanic messages. So what I did is I designed a purification song that does not resemble any modern music out there. And the tunes are so spectacular, and my voice is so beautiful that it heals you from all of the wounds that the Illuminati has caused. And in fact, you alluded to it earlier, but I think it would be good if we all went through the purification process right now. Do you think that's a good idea?
I think it's a great idea. I think it's necessary.
Okay, great. So the first step is you're going to put your hand to the screen, right? That everybody at home, I'm going to expect that you're doing it. Okay. I'm going to sing the purification song, and once the purification song is over, you will have been cleansed of your wrongdoings. So here we go. And there you go. And let me ask you this. People at home can't answer, of course, but let me ask you. You feel lighter. You feel like you're, ages, like the years and years have been dialed back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The weight of the world has been lifted from my shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's falling on the shoulders of Batista, who's an Illuminati degenerate shill. But go ahead, continue.
No, I think that seems reasonable. It seems more reasonable than it did at the beginning of the call, too. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is like opening me up to a lot of things.
Sure, yeah. And I just want to applaud you real quick, because normally when I do this, they say, oh, it sounds like a dying cat. I need to go to the doctor and get my ears checked out because I think they're bleeding. You're understanding of everything that I'm saying and doing. So I appreciate people like you.
I think putting my hand on the screen really helped. I felt conduction. I don't know if that's all the tin plus all this, but I feel like it was really good. I also feel like getting rid of some of my material wealth was really a good thing. I feel like that was also, it really took a weight off my shoulders. I imagine that one of the things that people could do while you're ridding the professional wrestling world of all this is they could get rid of some of that professional wealth by going out and paying to see you, eliminate all of this, right? They could do this by paying to purchase material reminders of your generosity and of your I wouldn't say gospel, as it were, but your inspiring message. Um, yeah, I mean, because that's
For
only going to
sure.
go to help, buy more tin to send to more people, to share with more people, to buy more tin to protect everybody, and then pretty soon everybody's gonna be able to walk around with this. I mean, I've been single for a while, but I feel virile. I feel alive. I feel like this
Hmm.
is it's a good move.
Yeah, I mean, check your Tinder account. You probably have a bunch of new matches now just because they watching this podcast and they see you wearing that and they're like, oh my god, he went up a few scores. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I absolutely agree. People spending money to see me, spending money on the merchandise that I put out. Once again, take a look out for those flat Earth plates. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not sure how close we are to the end. I'm not sure how many more questions that you have, but I'm going to go ahead and plug my Twitter now.
Yes,
It's
please.
at Francis Wright, PW. Wright is spelled WRIGHT. And you can keep up to date with all of the hidden truths that I'm revealing, as well as what I'm up to. So go there and see what I've been up to. You know what I'm saying? You do.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you taking the time to spread this good message. For everybody, I will be doing a giveaway for some one of my tin rolls. Obviously, I have people that I want to protect, but I also want to protect our listeners, our watchers. So we'll be posting that up along with the podcast, and obviously, I think it's time for us to take a step into video, and I feel like this is a first foray. I think people should be able to see the message, your hat, my hat. I never put two and two together that Tinder was protected by this, and is an opportunity as opposed to other dating services to engage in this truth. But yeah, Francis, I really appreciate the struggle that you've been through, and you coming on to share the truth with all of our listeners. I hope that you'll come back, and hopefully we can save some more people, in the very near future.
For sure. And you do talk about my struggle. Unfortunately, the majority of the people mock me and criticize me now. But if we're talking about 50, 100 years from now, once I save the world, they're going to be making movies about me. I'm going to be on talk shows talking about my success story and my overcoming adversity. So this podcast, that's definitely one of the first steps of all of that. So I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. So follow at Francis Wright PW on Twitter. Become a part of his crusade. Look out. It's $1,000 for 10 rolls, 11 rolls. Share them with friends, with family. Protect them. If you have to rip up your neighbor's roof to protect yourself, so be it. Do what you have to do. Follow Francis, and we'll have more on this in the future. And when you look back at this moment in time, remember that this was a stepping stone, and we're very fortunate to have been a part of that. Thank you, Francis.
Thank you. And one more thought, because you just mentioned it. In the majority of the United States and other parts of the world right now, due to the pandemic, we have a moratorium on evictions. So now is the time, to steal tin from your neighbor, because you can't be evicted from it. You know what I'm saying? Actually, so I'll show you real quick. One more quick thing. So I have this. It's called the My Neighbors Hate Me device, and basically, whenever somebody isn't listening, I'll just do one of these things so they have to listen. And I can't be evicted even if I get numerous noise complaints filed against me. So now is the time to do that sort of thing, and it's really for a good cause.
Rise up, support a good cause, and follow Francis Wright on Twitter. This has been Heel Turn Radio. You can catch our podcasts on numerous platforms. Check out everything on Heel Turn Radio. Follow us on all of our socials. Follow Francis. Thank you so much for coming on, and keep fighting the good fight.
Thank you. You too.